But for our finals, we got 24H, which is the BGH community. Actually did like super well in their group, won by like a really large margin. And then you see in Group B, TT1 and Banana beat out myself and Soviet by just a single point. TT1 and Banana, they are like legit 2v2 players. They do a lot of the shield battery stuff. But 24H, they are a BGH Chinese team that have looked pretty well-rounded in all the games so far. So I'm actually really excited to watch this match because you would expect TT1 and Banana is going to have the advantage on Fighting Spirit, but 24H did really well against Zero and Jonic, which is the 2v2 BSL team, one of the teams from BSL, and they actually looked really good. I think they beat them, it was either 2-1 or 2-0, I don't remember, it might have been 2-0, I think it was 2-1. Either way, they looked really good, they did not look uncomfortable at all. So I'm really curious to see like how we do even in the Fighting Spirit match. And then you would assume that on BGH they're going to have a pretty clear advantage. So we're going to jump into the first game here. Let me just get it loaded up. The first map is going to be on Fastest. Okay, so Dog is TT1 and the barcode is going to be Banana. I think they did some of the games on like... Hey, what's up, Dry? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate that, man. They did some of the games on shield battery. I think they kind of were like swapping around and stuff. There was some latency issues they were having. And yeah, they ended up swapping around and trying a bunch of different stuff. I did hear there was like a little bit of kind of turmoil as far as like trying to settle on like latencies and things like that. This looks kind of laggy observing this even, right? This is a little bit slow. I'm not sure what's going on there. But anyway, let's introduce the players. So we got Dog, which is TT1, here playing Protoss. And then Barcode in the top right corner, also playing Toss. As this is Banana. At 3 o'clock, we have Dahu. And his teammate Papa at 3 o'clock. 9 o'clock, sorry. So, kind of typical. Fastest seems to be everybody's picking Protoss. The latency feels odd. I don't think this will fix anything, though. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is... Because I've never casted a replay. I think this came from shield battery. I assume this is not normal, but I don't know why. It's just a little bit slow. Not sure what's going on here exactly. Oh, this is why. Okay, we fix it. I'm a professional caster, okay, guys? Yeah, the replay speed got turned down. I guess because I was like trying to yeah, I was trying to move with WASD, is what happened. Anyway, so we have we're getting scouted here by Banana. I'm gonna struggle with the names a little bit while I get used to the different names here. So we see Toss at 3 o'clock is gonna be 3-gate. I imagine it's 3-gate across the board. We got 4-gate coming out from TT1. And then 3-gate Forge here from Papa. So just a little bit of variation. Mostly 3 gates. We got 1 4-gate, 1 3-gate Forge. I think 3-gate Forge seems to be the most common that I see from fastest players on this map. We're going to be rallying our first couple zealots here. Also really common because of the inability to like kind of drill probes properly, other than using geysers. It can be really effective because the probes do just sit still. Makes them very easy targets. Plus, if you do manage to, I've mentioned this many times, you see like you got this full stack of probes here, and if you force the probes to unstack, then they have to reset all their mining as well as they get back to it. So already like several probes going down. This is 4 probes, I think, is what we just lost. So that's actually a lot of damage. Down to 13 probes right now is pretty big. Did lose 2 zealots for it. In the meantime, we are going cannons here from both Papa and Dahu, trying to wall them in. TT1 coming out a little bit slow. A few zealots get ahead and get picked off. Meanwhile, we got this other fight here on the right side. Looks like Banana's barely, maybe gonna have enough. It's very even over here. TT1, on the other hand, does have enough to push through this because of the 2 sacrificed zealots, but the cannons are gonna finish in time. Okay, Banana actually wins this with several zealots left over, but we're not going to be able to get on top of this. With the cannons finishing, it's going to clean up all these zealots. And now he can kind of move over and they can 1v2 here a little bit. Dahu did get a zealot count reset completely, but Papa still has enough zealots to spare. And then now we're throwing down the additional cannons and pylons and things like that, kind of blocking him in. But we'll see what the response is going to be. Banana, in the meantime, is macroing pretty well behind this, trading really well. I'm kind of fighting off both, but it's going to be hard for TT1 to block or break through this. Especially with the 2 extra cannons coming up. It's going to be 4 cannons here now. So the response is going to be, we got a Cyber Core, Nexus here. Cyber Core also here for Dahu, though. Gas just now starting for Papa. Kind of just started mining. So we got Cyber Cores coming up from everybody, so no real lead for Banana's team. Despite the kind of additional cannons here. That's kind of the one thing. You look a little bit for the trade-off, because while they're making cannons, you're either making more zealots or you're attacking better, something like that, to kind of like make the trade-off while they're taking middle, if you're unable to break through. But looks like Banana is going to be fighting 1v2 now for a little while. It's going to take too much to break through this. Usually you'll see, yeah, Robo's coming down in response to this. TT1 did call for the, I think it was TT1, I can't see it now, called for Banana to go cannons here. We are going to start cannons here around the Nexus as he's fighting. But, like I said, he's been macroing pretty well and pushing this back now. Problem is Dragoons are going to start showing up, and we don't have Dragoons coming for Banana here. And Dragoon, obviously with the kiting and stuff, is going to be able to trade really well. Because of Dragoons, you actually would want your cannons here, and yeah, see, he immediately realizes that. Does a forward pylon, because we need to get cannons up. But I think it's going to be a little bit too late now. We had started making cannons in our main, and then as soon as he saw Dragoons, he realized this wasn't going to work. So it's the correct response from Banana, it just might be a little bit too late. Because we're still a ways off. He is getting his own Dragoons out with his Zealots, and his Zealot count's still looking really good. So Banana doing a great job macroing here so far. And kind of fighting the 1v2. It's going to be kind of hard once this Dragoon count gets built up. As you get Dragoons behind the Zealot, they actually will trade really well against higher Dragoon counts. Because basically the Zealots will be tanking while your Dragoons are dealing additional damage. But you kind of need a lot of Goons to kind of add the additional DPS before the Zealot wall's dead. But see here, the Zealots are going to go down. And it looks like we're just barely not going to have enough Dragoons here for Banana. It's been doing a good job fighting so far. Shuttle now on the way. Beaver shuttle speed. But I think Banana's gonna end up dying here. We don't really have an answer now to the constant rally. Cannons are going down. It seems like we were just, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds late on getting the cannons up, and it actually could have been fine. Very, very close to holding the 1v2 for a while. Or like well enough here. Yeah, TT1's gonna go ahead and call GG. And the first game is gonna go to 24H. Right, relatively, it's kind of similar spawns, kind of different. Ended up being where they were just basically like 1v1s on the side, so it kind of worked out in that sense, but it's kind of going to play out the same way here as far as positions go. Even though everybody was close proximity, the positions kind of stay the same, or like point towards the same outcome here. Strategy, I should say. Yeah, the loser picks the next map, so they're usually going to play on their preferred map after. Okay, so spawning in the top left, we have Dog, aka TT1. And then bottom right, his teammate, Banana. Both Protoss. We have Dahu spawning at 3 o'clock here as Protoss, and his teammate, Papa, also as Protoss at 12 o'clock. So I think we're going to get Protoss Wars. Pretty typical, we've seen a lot of it. A little bit of like I said, there's a little bit of issues with the latency and stuff. And they were trying to get it sorted out here. Unfortunately, I was out of town, so I couldn't be here to like help sort this stuff out. Yeah, I wanted to cast this live too, but I was gone down to Florida, did some fishing and stuff. It was pretty fun. Anyway, so the openers, probably going to see the same thing. We got 3 gate here, 3 gate here, 4 gate here, 3 gate here. So we'll probably get forges again, I imagine, from 24H. There's the forge for Papa. Dahu this time, okay, we got a little bit of variation. Going for a faster gas, not going for the forge here. See if we end up dropping a Forge still or not, but I think we'll end up going Cybercore then with this faster gas. So it's probably going to be Papa's going to look for the block here on TT1. Pretty expected. Meanwhile, we got the 4-gate coming out of Banana as well. I will say 4-gate versus 3-gate Cybercore. So the Zealot count's going to be a bit lower here for Dahu. Because not only are we going to be investing into like the assimilator and the core, we're also going to be mining gas, so we're going to have less mineral income versus the 4-gate Zealot here. So it's going to be a lot of Zealot lead coming out for Banana. Once it gets a few cycles, we'll you should be able to punch through. We are delaying the Cybercore, and I actually like that Dahu's delaying the Cybercore, because you don't want to go too heavy into tech too early and get overwhelmed. Actually going to move out here and kind of help Papa get the block here with the cannons. And definitely once the block goes up, then for sure he'll be able to get away with going into the tech a lot quicker. TT1 pushes out, takes a little bit of a bad trade here. Loses a Zealot, I think. May have killed one, but I think we lost a Zealot here. Falls back, actually gets a much better engage here on the weaker Zealots and kills off some. Meanwhile, we got Banana fighting on the backside here. But the cannons are going to finish here. With that happening, it's going to be really hard to break this position. Dahu, despite going gas, still doing really good with the Zealot production, just staying on his 3-gate production. Cybercore is coming up now. Meanwhile, we have no gas for Banana. And we're actually going to lose this trade as well. So we've lost our Zealots while Dahu's going tech. Block's going up here on TT1. Yeah, the game may actually already be over. Banana thinking he wants to call it over. But TT1 saying no. You're going to 1v1, you're going to cannon. Not wanting to give up this time. I respect that. The situation's definitely pretty bad, but Banana did do a really good job last time of fighting. Sad fastest team, yeah. He did do a good job of fighting the 1v2 for a while last game, so we'll see maybe if this time we can stabilize. We are doing the forward pylon, so I like this adjustment a lot. But we'll see if he's able to get the cannons up. He's going to have to deal with a lot of Zealots coming in here. I like the single Zealot running by. Maybe this was just a miss rally. Okay, I thought maybe we were going to pull Zealots around, but I think it was just a miss rally. But with the 4 Zealots coming out at a time, maybe we can hold the here. The fast goons are coming into play here for Dahu, so really, really good play from him. Got the 2 cannons coming up. A lot of Zealots left over here, though. Jumping on top of the cannons and targeting the cannons to prevent those from coming up so the goons can continue their micro. That being said, pretty decent so far for Banana. With the cannons coming up and the Zealot production, we actually lose a goon here for Dahu as well. Looks like we might be able to stabilize. It's very possible here. Just continuing like mass Zealots and cannons. We do have an opening here for the goons to move down. This could definitely become a problem. Jumping on top of the cannons though instead. Picking off one before it gets to fire any here. And just continue this. In the meantime, TT1 looking to like maybe test the bust here. But too many cannons. Only one single cannon against, what is this, like 8 goons? We got 8 goons here. And just constant Zealot production. Just having a hard time, not quite able to get our cannons up in time again. Second cannon finishes, they're going to jump on top of that, targeting the cannons. I kind of like Dahu going for some of the weaker, like the more freshly built cannons, instead of jumping on the ones that are already attacking, just kind of getting that free kill, that one volley kill while they can. But cannons are finishing up. We might barely be able to stabilize here with our cannons finishing. Got Dragoons coming out now as well. This is going to be pretty tight. Focusing the cannons instead of the Dragoons, I like that because the cannon DPS is actually a little bit higher. Yeah, this seems like we're just kind of like scrambling to get cannons out as best we can. But it looks like we're actually going to be able to stabilize here. Just barely. We'll see if we had leg speed on the way, but we don't. We are just kind of just starting range a little bit. So we're going to be able to push this back now. And our Robo finished in the meantime. But what do we got going on the other side of the map? Papa, looks like we're just on gateway units. Same for Dahu. So they were like really committed to this break, and I actually agree with that. They just barely weren't able to get it. So now we actually are going to have a tech advantage for Banana despite being under so much pressure. And definitely for TT1. We got 3 Robo Reavers out. We got double Forges going, Citadel on the way. Already have 3 shuttles out. So the tech is looking really, really good for TT1 and Banana's team. Gonna shuttle a bunch of Zealots over here, just circumventing all these cannons here at his front. I'd like to see these Zealots possibly come back. As far as leg speed, like we don't have it started yet. I think it just finished anyway. Probably won't take any damage here, really. Like lose a couple cannons, maybe a good Dragoon or 2. Not that big of a deal. Bunch of Dragoons coming from Dahu in the meantime to help. But again, the big thing is just we have... You kind of have the late game tech you'd like to have as Protoss already for TT1 and Banana. Yeah, so here's the Reaver. Gonna get a big shot off. 21 kills. Knocking Papa down to 16 probes. So it's a pretty huge Reaver shot now. A lot of damage here. Managed to pull some of the probes, but yeah, our eco's less than half now. A really, really big Reaver hit, and now not only do they have the tech advantage, we're gonna have the eco advantage here. So really good job by Banana, just barely being able to stabilize and hold that off. We're gonna test TT1 here. We do only have a few Zealots and 1 Reaver here. Second Reaver coming out, 3rd Reaver even. So I feel like with that, with these cannons as well, especially some good micro. Didn't get the unload. Probably gonna blame latency for that one. We might be able to hold here. I think we're gonna be okay. Second Reaver is about to go down to the 3rd Reaver. Is getting targeted, but I don't know. It's a lot of Dragoons still actually coming for Dahu. Managing to break through. In the meantime, what do we have Banana doing? Just kind of pushing out here a little bit. Not a whole lot of army after investing so much into cannons. And after that, is TT1 actually gonna barely not be able to hold either? These holds have been like super close in these breaks and stuff. Leg speed does finish now, but the Zealot count's really low. Banana coming to the counterattack, which is pretty much all I can do. You cut off the reinforcements, at least for this one. Maybe put some pressure and get some damage on. You're not going to be able to break through all these cannons. 3 Reavers do break out and get some huge shots, it looks like, killing all the Dragoons here and actually managing to hold. So this attack does actually do kind of what they needed. It does stop the reinforcements coming from Dahu. And Papa did take all that probe damage earlier. So his reinforcements aren't going to be enough by themselves. Very, very close game here so far. Banana up to 46 probes here on the second Nexus, pumping pretty good here. Upgrades were 1-1 here for TT1, starting plasma shields even. Templar Archives on the way. So I get started. I'm losing my voice already. Dahu's macro's been really good. We have a couple ET coming out here. What do we have for observers? I don't think we have anything. Okay, here we go. So we do have the observatory done. Zilla looking to sneak in here, but we do have cannons around. Actually gonna jump on top of this pylon and prevent the cannons from coming up. I like that. We go for a Reaver drop here, but Dahu pretty quick on the pool. Like we're not gonna get... Oh, we did get it off. Okay, killing a few probes. Not a ton, but a decent amount. Knocking him down to 32 probes here. I'm amazed that Reaver did not done. Actually found like the 1 probe here to hit. It's crazy. Papa definitely set up for the anti-drop harass here. So we got 3 Reavers, 2 Zealot, or 1 Zealot, 1 Reaver, 2 Zealots per shuttle here. So flying in, yeah, you'll drop the Zealots to make sure they tank, and then you'll get the Reavers out. 1 shuttle does die with the Reaver still inside. We get 1 decent shot. Looks like that's all we're gonna get. Couldn't find the probes here. Decent pull from Papa, down to 26 probes. Lost a few more. That wasn't too bad. That being said, like, Banana's probe production in general has been really good. It looks like Dahu's kind of cut probes a little bit, unless he took some probe losses that I didn't see. But Banana's just going to come out and kind of fight him head on. Gonna have some storms here. Actually, this may have been storms from Dahu. Both players. Is going to be able to push him back. Banana, despite the eco advantage, it is floating a lot of money, so our macro slipping maybe a little bit. But our base is pretty ugly considering kind of what happened in the early game. So maybe not like super well optimized for gateways. We did get a reaver drop here. Gonna get a decent shot here, killing a bunch of probes, knocking us down to 25. Even killing a High Templar here, which is really, really nice. We're gonna be able to get this shot off. Just a couple more probes. So down to 24 probes now. See, the eco advantage is pretty high. Did we lose probes? We lost probes, right? Or 51. Now I don't remember. Maybe we didn't lose any probes here. But up here, sorry I missed it. Looks like we took a huge hit. We're down to 12 probes. This is the the fastest experience. You get to this point of the game where we're just killing each other's economy over and over again. Not for me. I like to do tug of war, which isn't really ideal. It's not really the right way to play, but it's more fun for me. Banana pushing out here in the middle. Gonna drop a storm here. Kill this Templar with enough energy for a storm as well. And Banana's army looking pretty solid. It's a large army. Upgrades are still similar, but we have storms and reavers pushing out as well. So the eco advantage definitely starting to kick in for him. And looks like another reaver drop here in the meantime. Couldn't get the drop off, or the shot off. Looks like we're only on 29 probes, so I don't think we killed any. Maybe a couple, but it wasn't many if we did kill any. Papa coming in here from the backside, but getting stormed, having the Reaver here as well to fight against. And it looks like Banana's going to be able to break through the front here. Meanwhile, big surge of units from TT1 as well. 116 supplied and 90 here. And GG's going to go and be called, or we'll leave the game. Same difference. And yeah, we're going to take game 2, so we're actually going to tie it up 1-1 here on fastest. Alright, spawning in the bottom right corner, we have Banana as Protoss. Unexpected. His teammate, TT1, also Protoss, 9 o'clock. We got Dahu spawning at 12 o'clock as Protoss, and his teammate, Papa, 3 o'clock. Surprise, as Protoss. These will not be the race matchups, I think, for the next 2 maps, which is... It's kind of interesting because I also was playing random at first. We had a few people playing random at first on the fastest games. And then those of us that don't normally play fastest quickly realized Protoss is just really good on fastest. So it ended up being like Protoss Wars for a lot of the matches later on. That being said, I actually think Protoss Zerg might actually be, and I could be wrong about this, but that might be kind of the meta races for fastest. From what I saw, it was like really common to go early pull into like cannon walls and stuff against double toss. But I didn't see a whole lot of it. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the meta is, but it's probably not for Protoss at like a really, really high level. We'll see. I imagine we will once again be going for the block from Papa. Seems to be the general strategy here for 24H. And then 4-gate for Banana, 3-gate for TT1. So everybody kind of doing the same thing. We'll see if we get the Forge here. I imagine we will. We'll see if Dahu mixes it up again. If we go for another early gas, or he wants to kind of go back to helping with the Forge and stuff like he did the first game. Or maybe just stay heavier on Zealots this time. We'll see. We'll see what changes we get made. Okay, here's the Forge. Pylon's going to come down here and go ahead and start the block. 4-gate pump is started for Banana. Already getting the forward pylon in case it happens again. I respect that. 4-gate for TT1 as well here. So Zilla going to make it to the mineral line. We'll see kind of how we respond to this. We are going to pull. And I don't think the drill is necessarily bad. So we don't lose any probes, which is obviously... I think trading the pull for not losing probes is good. But it does, like I said, it kind of delays your mining. Because, like, see here, all these probes up here that I haven't returned yet. It's because they all stack on the same top patch, and they wait for probes to finish, so it just takes a little bit longer for the probes to get spread out. So you lose a bit of income for that reason. But yeah, okay, this time we got these zealots coming out here for TT1. Actually managing to meet up with Banana. And Banana with his 4-gate production, having tons of extra zealots here to help fight this block. So this time we're actually going to be able to break the block. So this will be the first game we've had so far where one of them doesn't get blocked on. So it feels like each game going a little bit better for TT1 and Banana. A ton of zealots here now left over. And then Papa, sorry, having to make defensive cannons here, which you really hate to do. Because once you start making defensive cannons this early, you're not really trading it for anything, right? You're not containing anybody. You're basically surviving, and while you're putting money into just surviving, they can be massing more, getting more map control, teching better, that kind of thing. So now it kind of turns into like 2 different 1v1s. With the cannons coming up, we actually still might not quite have enough. The SimCity is working really well for him, though. But with the funneling, it's probably going to be good enough. And yeah, Banana's going to have to pull back here now. In the meantime, we got this fight going on up here with Dahu against TT1. And TT1 also having the advantage here. The early trade going a little bit better for him. I like the pull here on the left side, kind of pulling them to the left. And it just decreases the Zealot, so pretty good micro here. The Zealot DPS, sorry. And it doesn't build cannons. Yeah, he did the second game because he had to. Looks like we're moving out to possibly block in Papa now instead, so kind of turning the tables on them and using their strategy now a little bit. A lot of gateways here for Dahu. What is this, 3? Going up to 7 gateways pretty early. 6 gateways here for TT1. Gas and core already finished though, mining from 2 gas with range on the way, so TT1 looking pretty strong right here compared to Dahu. Cannons coming up here, the front of Papa. And this is kind of what I mentioned, so see how low the Zealot count is? This is because we've committed to cannons here in Feld, and then had to make cannons here defensively. Which is not going to be able to contribute to basically anything outside of defending yourself in the early game. So, 4 cannons coming up for Banana. Gonna make it difficult. He could break. I don't know, actually, we're kind of soft here, so these 3 cannons might actually be enough with these being softened up. Plus, we got the Zealots here to defend if we need to. TT1 trading off his Zealots here, dropping his own cannons as well. Maybe not completely necessary if you've already got enough. You've already got 1 contained. But it's kind of like turning into like 1v1s where they're also trying to attack at the same time. Goons coming out here for Banana though, and we should have Goons I imagine coming for... Yeah, here we go. 2 Goons now coming out for TT1. Meanwhile, it's just all Zealots for Dahu so far. So we're definitely getting the tech advantage for Banana on TT1's team. The count still looking pretty healthy as well for TT1. Flank coming in from Banana. 2v1 this army and get like a really, really nice trade, especially with the extra goon DPS. Dahu getting pushed back. Meanwhile, just a bunch of cannons, even a forward robo facility for Reavers and stuff to contain. And this is a lot of Protoss here coming up from on the blue team now. And Dahu probably not going to be able to defend. We're just only on Zealots. Cyber Core not even done. Cannon's not able to get up, and this is, I mean, this is a ton of units here coming through. Papa does actually slip out the top side. We kind of have this big gap here. You can realize that coming in to help fight, but there's just so much left over. Gonna push this back. Gonna run back home. Meanwhile, with our tech, right? We do have support bait done. I guess for 2 of the players now. Yeah, this makes much more sense. And yeah, just an overwhelming amount of Protoss coming into Dahu's base, so it looks like we cannot hold, so we're gonna GG out here soon. Papa gonna test the water a little bit. Sees that he's not able to get out. I'm gonna go and leave the game. Alright, good turnaround here from Banana and TT1. Pulling the series back and winning on fastest 2-1. Meaning our next map is going to be BGH. Alright, let's go and get started with this game. Like I said, I'm going to let Flying kind of take the reins a little bit more here. Just for like a game or 2.
All right, looks like at 1 o'clock we have TT1 playing Protoss, I believe. 11 o'clock, his ally, Banana. I believe this is probably random. We got at 3 o'clock, we have Papa playing Zerg, and Dahoud at 5 playing Protoss.
Yeah, I will say, from the matches before, Dahu and Papa do like to play PZ. They did it in the Fighting Spirit games as well.
Yeah, I think this is PZ versus PR. Pretty sure. But we see Papa's Overlord heading up to 11 o'clock here. Gonna find Banana first there. Always nice.
Yeah, and another thing about BGH is positioning on BGH. I think on this map, it's more important than any other map. Like, entire games, the style, the like strategies that you would use is completely position dependent. So one thing that you'll see, usually, especially because they scouted the Terran first, which is probably the random player, right? Because TT1, I'm pretty sure exclusively plays Protoss. And Banana, when I played him on BGH, also played random. So as you pointed out, he's probably the random player. So
yeah, I think TT1 was picking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 24H knows the races are Protoss Terran right now. So what you're going to see is you're going to see early pool Ling map control from Papa, and you're going to see quick goons from Dahu. This is like a really, really common response to this race matchup.
Yeah, Dahoud just one gate straight into the tech. Do you think do you usually make one zealot with this, or just skip the zealot for a faster second gate?
You pretty much always skip the zealot.
Okay.
Yeah, you're really reliant on the Zerg to control the early game, and there's really nothing that can contest Zerg early. Bio does horrible. Like Terran in general, early game against Lings, they can't get out of their base. It's just not an option for a little bit. So by the time they are able to get enough Marines and Bio to actually push out, you already have a bunch of goons on the field. So all Zerg really has to worry about is the Zealots, and if Zealots are pushing out to do something, then the Zergs can easily intercept and kill those. So there's no need for the early Zealot, you just go straight into the goon macro.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult for TT1 and Banana to join up here anytime soon against the Speedlings, considering their positions, right?
Yeah, the position's actually really good for 24H as well. And you see here, this is how you're supposed to play with the Lings. You don't actually want to get aggressive. His Lings immediately went to the front of Dahu's base to make sure there's no Zealot coming. You don't want the Protoss player to have to deal with anything when they're going goons.
Right. Yeah, just kind of preserve the Ling count. Make sure your ally is safe.
Yeah, and here we check the Zealot count here. So TT1 doing exactly the correct response in this situation. So when you're against this build, the strategy, you can't really group to fight. You need to play defensive. The Zerg is always going to be weak going into the mid game, and Terran scales really, really well in the mid game. Just bio in general on BGH is really, really strong, and if you get to like tanks and stuff like that, so Zerg eco is going to be low. You just need to survive the early game, make sure we're not dying to the Dragoons here. As you see, the Dragoon already coming out to harass, but we have the cannons coming up for TT1, so he's going to be safe here. So you just want to play defensive against this and kind of get to where you don't have to worry about the Lings, essentially. So we got Stem coming for Banana, third barracks on the way. And then once Stem is done with medics and stuff, you can actually fight Goonling relatively well.
Yeah, Dahoud being pretty aggressive. I mean, as you mentioned, that first goon all the way out there just kiting against 6 or 7 zealots, knowing that he needs to get as much value out of these goons as possible before the M&Ms get out there.
Yeah, if these two armies end up getting to meet up after a little bit, like if the bio and the zealots meet up and you have stem range bio with zealots tanking for them, it can actually absolutely destroy the army composition from 24H. Yeah. I'm surprised the goons...
Zealots sneaking out here.
Oh yeah, we're actually getting aggressive here. I'm surprised the goons didn't poke the Terran at all. Once you see the cannons, I would have expected them to swap roles. Where the Zerg would try to hold the Zealots, and then the goons try to work the Terran.
Right. Yeah, really just letting Banana come out with everything onto the map here. See how much damage they can get done.
Yeah, Zealots managed to pick off a goon here as they get engaged by the lane goons, so this is all going to get picked off. But kind of as you mentioned, Banana is out on the map with Stem Bio now. Might not be able to do anything against this goon count. The goon count is pretty high. And without range, it's still a little bit hard to fight here. But we're on 4 barracks production. Worker counts, as you can see, the Zerg is just at 10 drone. Just now getting an extra drone out and just 3 hatchling. No tech or anything like that. Not the best trade here for Banana coming out. Gonna pick off a couple more lings as we move up here, but the Dragoons can be a bit of an issue. Range is just now finishing, so with range done, we can fight this a little bit better. Gonna retreat to our bunker. And yeah, it does, as TT1's pointing out, it is gonna be DT tech here for Dahu.
Yeah, he actually had a probe hidden in the corner of the base for a really, since like the start of the game to make sure he spotted the tech later.
And yeah, here you see with like the bunker and the stem range medics and stuff, they actually do really well against Dragoons. Bit of an overcommit here from Dahu, losing a lot of his Dragoons. Almost all of his Dragoons.
Yeah, the run by did not quite pay off there.
TT1 does return the favor a little bit and sacks some Zealots for no real reason. Just kind of moves out with like 4 or 5 Zealots. I respect it. Give the scan at 9 o'clock and confirm that the lair still isn't finished, but they do see the drone count, so they know there's no lings on the field right now. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it looks like TT1's plan is just to stay on speed Zealot here. No Templar tech on the way, just +1 in speed, 4 gates. Looking to pump Zealots for quite a while to accompany the Eminem here.
Yeah, the Eminem Zealot is a really, really strong combo, and the reason he wanted the scan on Zerg was to know if he needed to get anti-air or not. So because he sees that there's still no lair, he knows he can continue just mass Zealots with this bio production.
Yeah, pushing Dahoud all the way back into his base, kind of taking control of the middle here. The Lings try to poke in on the Emnems, but lose a few Lings there as well. Might get these 4 Marines for free, though. It would be nice. Alright, gets a couple.
Yeah, and DT are out now. A little bit of a pain to deal with. Yeah, you'll see a lot of this kind of hit and run here with the DT forcing out scans. We do have enough for 2 more scans. 1 actually going down, so we'll get 1 DT kill here. Second DT actually gets spotted and is going to get killed, so we get to save an extra scan. That's really, really nice for them, so they can continue pushing. But 3 more DT coming out with only 1 more scan left. Oh, nice around though with the Zealots and actually getting all 3 DT with this 1 scan. We have 3 more DT on the way. We're out of scans, but we're completely vulnerable until these DT come out. The Dragoons are just going to try and buy some time here. Energy, we're at 20, 30 energy, so these DT should actually be able to push this out, but we're going to take a lot of damage, I think, in the meantime. Bit of a probe pool here.
TT1 Banana just going for it.
Yeah, clears out all the cannons. Actually not getting too many probe kills, so not too bad. Okay, now we're getting a bunch of probe kills. Yeah, this is starting to get really
nice focusing by the Marines on the probes there at the end.
Yeah, just having to run our probes around. Taking
grabbing
a lot of
5 or 6 more probes there. All the way down to 10, 9 probes now. That's huge, huge damage.
Yeah, the medics actually doing a lot of body blocking on these DTs, so they couldn't get their damage through. Mutas are now finally out from 9 o'clock. It looks like we've swapped into goons now. Got them coming on the way. But again, even just Biozella, like, Biozella is just such a strong composition. It's not really bad against anything. Maybe a Storm. It's bad against Storm.
Yeah, and this M&M group in the middle is just a little bit too big for him to handle with only 8 or 9 mutas at this point. Some DTs coming in the middle. Banana notices quickly, though.
Hey, Benny, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that, man. Wonder if looks like we're not getting tanks still. There's a lot of Sunkens here at the front of Papa's base, so it's gonna be hard to break this with just ground. One thing is Dahu's committed a lot of to DT, and part of it's because he took so much eco damage. I mean, we're down to 7 probes. He's kind of dead at this point, to be honest with you. But when you're making so many DT, that's that much less that you're spending on Templar and things like that as well. But in this case, I feel like he kind of felt pressure to do it because he had taken so much damage. Trying to sneak out some extra value. But with these Zealots coming in, we only have 2 DT, but there is an Observer here. And yeah, they're just going to go ahead and call GG. So game 1 actually going to Banana and TT1. Which... I do want to say, it's not that much of a surprise because Banana is a very, very strong BGH player as well. And I think TT1 plays it some also.
I think over the years they've both played plenty of it.
Alright, so this time it's running at 12 o'clock. We have Dahu as Zerg. Interesting. And Papa this time playing as Protoss. They did this once on Fighting Spirit as well where they swapped races. So.
Oh, this is a switch, yeah. I didn't even notice it at first.
Spawning at 1 o'clock, we have Banana as Protoss this time, and his teammate TT1 as Protoss. So yeah, we'll see. I wonder if there was any random picked by 24H, or if they just straight up changed which races they were playing.
I'm guessing they swapped, considering that game 1 didn't go so well. Wanted to mix it up. We do see Banana getting Protoss this game, so I do think he was probably just playing random for the whole BGH series, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Banana, because when I played against him, he picked random every game as well.
Got the 9 pool from Dahoud.
Positions are a little bit tough for 24H this time against double toss. If he wants to go Dragoons, it's going to be tough. One thing is when you got double toss against tech, so it is going to be tech. Well, I was going to say once you get to 3 Zealots, you can kind of meet up your 3 Zealots and fight the Zerg really, really easily, but TT1 actually wanting to go Forges, it looked like, this time. But yeah, this is kind of like an option is you can go 3 Zealot, meet up with the 3 Zealots of your teammate, and then you end up with 6 Zealots on the field really early before Goons can be out, and 6 Zealots can fight a lot of Lings. You can actually put pressure on the Zerg before Goons are out this way. Or possibly even the Protoss if you're able to kill a lot of Lings. But a good Zerg will just kind of avoid engaging you as much as possible, so that you're not able to attack their teammate. I feel like TT1, he wants to do kind of the safer, more well-rounded play. And I think that's totally fine.
Yeah, that makes sense considering that they're up 1-0.
Yeah, don't want to die to Goons or anything like that. They do actually, I mean, he's already kind of predicted that Goons will be coming early, which is correct. Gonna be the same build from Papa as Dahu last game here to start. Banana going 3-gate. This is gonna be heavy, heavy Zealot from Banana here.
Do you think that was a reaction to the Zerg coming to him, or I guess he's probably going 3-gate either way here, right?
Yeah, if he was gonna go 3-gate, you do that regardless, because the Zerg coming, like, 2 gates, totally fine against 9 pool. 3-gate is just like screaming aggression, so because he's going 3-gate, they kind of have to get some damage done. If he goes 3-gate forged, then the 3rd gate's kind of not doing anything at that point. Because you can't really keep up 3-gate production if you're going into forging cannons. So I think he just wants to get aggressive here. And you see all 3 gates are pumping. Meanwhile, TT1 dropping cannons. So it seems like they're not totally on the same page for strategy here. Because this does mean that Banana will be vulnerable to the Dragoons. Which first Dragoon is coming across the map now. Second and third Goon finishing up.
Yeah, I mean, one of them has to tech at some point here, right?
You have to,
There
yeah.
we go. We got TT1 taking the gas as we speak.
Yeah, because TT1 went cannons, it's always going to be him that goes tech faster here. The only thing is that concerns me is if one person goes cannon, if one person's going to play defensive, you kind of need both players to play defensive. Because basically what happens is if you see that TT1's going cannons to deal with your Dragoons, then you just don't attack them. You hit the other guy, right?
Yeah, Banana definitely the more vulnerable, but he did manage to block off 12 o'clock here. And placing a forge there, little pylon forge wall, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, this will be really, really efficient against the Lings. It forces Papa or Dahu to stay at home here. A really good micro here from Papa, not really taking any losses. We got one Goon that's relatively low. So while this is happening, he's going to be rallying Zealots. Banana just not agreeing with the shot calling of TT1, it looks like. No Forge going down, he's going Cord. TT1 actually told him to cancel his gas and go Forge. Or maybe he was... Yeah, I think that's what it was, right? Or maybe he was just checking the gas mining from Dahu. Maybe I misunderstood. Dahu going for a bit of a drone pull to try and break this, but absolutely not working at all. So Dahu down to just 7 probes here with no tech on the horizon. Continue to make Lings, but we have all these cannons coming up. So Dragoons are absolutely going to have to break him out here if he wants to kind of rejoin the game.
Yeah, this wall from Banana at 12 o'clock has just been the play of the game so far.
Yeah, he's completely like shut out the Zerg from doing his job. Goon's kind of moving into 9 o'clock here to test the waters a little bit. TT1 does pull some probes, kind of worried about it. Starts an extra cannon and cancels it. Want to make sure he doesn't die here. Cannon's just now coming up for Banana's front. I feel like it was a bit of a missed opportunity for 24H. Banana was very, very vulnerable to Goons for a very long time.
Oh yeah, I agree completely.
But it feels like Zerg will never be able to rejoin the game. He has to go Lair, has to go Muta at this point, and Lair's not even halfway done right now. This wall will hold like thousands of Zerglings at this point. It's very, very efficient.
Papa's definitely going to have to work some magic here with this control group of goons. Get some pretty serious damage done on somebody, but it's going to be tough. I mean, I really like what TT1 and Banana are doing here, just both going pure goon, knowing that Papa isn't really going to have DTs anytime soon.
Yeah, Papa actually opting for Reavers this game. There's a Reaver about to pop here. Bit of a fight going on here, but it is going to get flanked by TT1. There's only 3 goons flanking him. Papa doing a good job of kind of running backwards and targeting the goons that are going to be body blocking, clearing that out, and kind of allows them to micro a bit better here against the Zealots. So pretty good trading from Papa here at least. Spire is started now for Dahu, so it is maybe we can stabilize for 24H. I mean, they haven't really taken any worker damage. If you look at the worker count, it's actually not too bad. Dahu up to 17. We'll see if the Reavers can get damage done. It is possible that these Reavers could be kind of an equalizer here.
Yeah, if Banana doesn't stay at home here, this could be pretty dangerous if the Reaver just goes straight to 1 o'clock up the right side of the map. Papa not quite picking it up and going yet.
Yeah, it looks like he wants to wait for a second Reaver first. Dahu is very, very vulnerable if they actually attack him here, which looks like it's what's going to happen.
Yeah, they're actually going to stop this upgrade for Banana just to go kill him. They don't care. They realize it doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah, I don't see how Dahu holds this. It's a fair amount of goons from Papa, but it's going to be a while before we can get in there to help. It's a ton of Protoss coming in here.
Yeah, Papa realizing that it's not even really worth helping. Zerg's just going to be dead by the time he gets here, so goes for the counter at 1 o'clock at the same time.
I actually really like this call. I'm a big advocate of sacrificing my teammates anyway. But this is 100% the correct call. If you go to Dahu, even if you save him, he's going to be basically dead, right? He's going to take so much damage by the time you get there that it's just not even worth it. You can't win from that position anymore. So going for the trade here, it's going to cause skirmishes when his entire army is together. So we're going to have Reaver, Goon trading against Goons coming into its own base. And the Muta's even coming out and kind of helping with the push a little bit as much as they can. So if we get the kill here on Banana, it basically becomes a 1v1 between Papa and TT1. And TT1 not really having any tech either in this situation. And yeah, see, because of like the chaos and the splitting up that it's caused, now Dahu's actually going to be able to clean this army up.
Yeah, Dahoud holds, and he was able to save 3 drones up top right there in his base, so pretty impressive to survive.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'd love to see the Reaver come across here to actually help clean these goons up. Yeah, I was going to say, a little bit unfortunate. We dropped the weak Reaver forward and it just kind of immediately dies. Picks off 2 goons here. I mean, if we kill enough of the goons, then we can kind of defend with the Muta. I mean, we're down to 2 Muta. One's basically dead.
Yeah, this lair taking a lot of damage. I mean, if the Reaver doesn't get over here very fast, this lair's going to go down.
Yeah, with more dunes coming in, it looks like this is going to finalize the kill here on Dahoud.
Gets the lair, gets the Reaver.
So that is going to take him out of the game. We got the 2 Muta going for kind of a counterattack, though. Potentially. And TT1 actually is vulnerable in the middle line, so just a little bit of extra harass. Any little bits of damage you can get to kind of assist your teammate in the 1v1 is huge. Even if you're not getting damage, just like giving them things to think about and worry about, and just being annoying in general is like really, really nice.
Yeah, it's just distracting, right?
Mm-hmm. And honestly, with a Reaver push coming in here, with the 2 extra Reaver and a really high goon count from Papa, this could actually be a break onto TT1, and this is a very winnable position for 24H here.
Down to the 1v1. Oh, I guess we have a Nexus here from Banana. I didn't quite catch that.
Yeah, it's kind of a 1v1 with a time limit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this really kind of feels like the one shot here, right?
Yeah, well, Papa, I mean, they're even on eco, and Papa has, like I said, the tech advantage. There's actually no further tech coming out of TT1, and against Reavers, you kind of like have to have Storm. But Papa has way more goons and 2 Reavers. Gotta be a little bit careful with the shuttle, okay? I was kind of worried we're gonna fly in there. But even if we lost the shuttle, honestly, it feels like we have enough goons that we could win without the Reavers.
Yeah, this really is just an overwhelming number of goons here. We do have a couple goons trickling in from the 12 o'clock from TT1 to try and save it here.
Yeah, it's actually just this is going to be too much.
Just melting everything so quickly.
Got the 2 additional goons coming in from Banana. We're pulling everything we got. But Reaver's pretty well untouched, just kind of barely breaking the shields, and GG's going to be called. 24H is going to win game 2.
That was a wild one.
Yeah, that was a really good one. Oh, I love to see this. Ah, this makes me happy. The positioning here makes me so happy. So we have, at 11 o'clock, we have TT1 as Protoss, sharing choke with Papa as Protoss as well. I love shared choke Protoss matches, honestly. Especially if they just fight instead of it going for walling. Now, knowing 24H, they're probably going to go for the Forge Wall. But I love just the Zealot Wars and Tagoons, and I don't think we're going to see that, but if we do, it's going to make me very, very happy. But part of what makes me so happy is that the Zerg spawns also makes their chokes kind of come out at the same spot. So it's likely we're going to have early game 1v1s, and if a Zerg gets an advantage, then the game could potentially end just based on that alone. Now, one thing is, Banana does have a slight spawn advantage because his lings are going to spawn on the left side, meaning that he will always be able to get to TT1 first if there needs to be like a 2v1 fight. So I would say a slight disadvantage to 24H. It's not that bad, but it can be bad if you're not like right on top of the ling control and kind of like tailing the opponent's lings. I'm excited. This could not have been better for me. I love shared choke Protoss.
Oh yeah, I mean, as you were saying too, just the positions overall in this game are gonna make for a pretty tense game.
Yeah, I didn't check the pool timings, I guess, but it looks like it may have been. It's like overpooled with hatch before gas, so a very, very different build actually. From Banana compared to Dahu here. I didn't actually see it. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say Dahoud would just straight 9 pool speed, and yeah, Banana with the overpool hatch gas.
Yeah, it's interesting. I kind of wish I was paying more attention now because I don't think I've ever seen this build order on BGH that Banana went for. Like, I've never seen an overpool hatch before gas, if that's what this was.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because it is kind of a thing in low 2v2.
Oh, is it?
I mean, it's something I definitely play just to like, you might play it against ZP to secure your ramp as Zerg, get the faster hatch at your ramp, and also have links to hold the ramp early. And speed isn't as much of a priority because you're just playing defensive anyway.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something he's probably played in low before.
Yeah, TT1 did go for a Menor Pylon, which on BGH, if you're not trapping... I mean, he trapped one probe, but honestly on BGH, it doesn't disrupt the mining that bad, so it's really not that awful when you get Menor Pylon. But because of the difference in build orders, the Lings actually came up to help deal with it as well, so a little bit of a, I would say, deficit here for TT1. That's going to be turned into the Cannon Block 4 Papa, which I did fully expect. Meanwhile, the Zergs are battling it out, and it's going to be a slight advantage here for Dahu. But we're having a very, very different build order here from the two Zergs. So we got one hatch Ling and two Lair versus the two hatch kind of mass Ling here from Banana.
Yeah, Banana, his speed is about to kick in, and his two hatches have kicked in, so he's really going to be able to break out pretty easily here.
Yeah, this Muta's... The Spire's about to put a timer on him. Not the biggest fan of the Spire placement. Our drone count's going to be so low, I'd actually like to see it on the outside of the... I don't know, actually. I kind of don't like the SimCity in general from Dahu. It's a little bit vulnerable, but... That being said, they do kind of have the map control, especially with TT1 being blocked in, so I don't think it should matter. Banana actually managing to get up here with the Lings, though, on top of the cannons.
Yeah, going for the break here. One cannon down.
With 1 HP. Just barely not going to be able to break out. And this is like really, really rough, especially because we got the counter Zealots here against Banana. Down to just the 8 workers. Had to stop mining as well, so our link production is going to get interrupted. And we're just watching the Spire. We have to kill the Spire. If we're going Evo Chamber, which we are, your eco is going to be so far behind for this entire game that it feels like you'll never be able to catch up.
Yeah, TT1 Banana definitely looking to do some damage here before the mutas get out. But as you said, the Spire just so exposed if you right-click it here, which, well, he has so many links, he's just going for the sunken without any link support there from Dahoud. Gonna be able to target the sunken down, and the drones are gonna start falling now. Two
That's
mutas
interesting.
on the way, but they're really not going to be in time.
I was actually with you that I would have targeted the Spire, but it looks like Banana, knowing better than we do, jumping on top of the sunken. Maybe not the best drilling from Dahu though, against the Lings with his drones. Now we're going to take some drone losses as well as more Lings come in, knocking Dahu down to 4 drones. So what I was saying about the game being kind of unplayable with the eco disadvantage not really being the case anymore, with Dahu just at 4 drones. Spore is going to come up, and this is going to protect pretty much everything. That spawning pool might actually be vulnerable, though I think the mutas could kill that spawning pool without getting touched.
Yeah, he'll have to place a second one here to be completely safe, but against 2 mutas, you're not too concerned about putting it down until they really come at you.
That's true, actually. It's not like you can't react fast enough to the 2 muta DPS.
Yeah. I mean, he did have 9 drones there, so he goes ahead and just places it
I like
anyway, right next to the pool there, and now he's just completely safe. From the mutas, at least. But, oh, that's a sunken, actually, because he's got some 5 zealots running at him.
Yeah.
But the Sim City is so strong here, I wouldn't be surprised if he holds.
Yeah, it's very strong SimCity, especially with more Lings hatching here. And yeah, Papa just gonna have to back out here. You really can't engage into this. You could, if you wanted, maybe sacrifice Zealots, come through the right side and try to get some drones, but that's kind of dangerous, and with proper drilling, you could end up losing all your Zealots for free. So he is gonna back out and not engage here. As more Lings go into Dahu, just being really, really annoying. Not letting him get his drone count up. Actually, killing another drone here is massive.
Yeah, down to 3.
And in the meantime, TT1 actually able to break through this like kind of massive cannon line.
Yeah, I think very importantly earlier, even though they lost everything, TT1 Banana, they were able to kill the cannons and really kind of keep the pressure on Papa and keep that avenue open.
Yeah, a really, really good job. So I completely like misjudged the game, right? The attack from Banana got a lot done. So I felt like the Spire was going to put a timer on him, but he did a great job of just getting probe damage and completely shutting down that muta threat.
Yeah, nice game.
Alright, and GG is called. So Banana and TT1 taking both fastest and BGH here. Alright, let's do Fighting Spirit, guys. We get some bonus games, which I'm kind of excited to see this too anyway, because we did see, like I said, 24H beat Zero and Jonic as well. So they're not like super uncomfortable here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, for me, there's been way more upsets than I expected at the start of this. I mean, you know, meaning people winning the opposite team's map.
Yeah, it actually happened more than I would have thought it would.
Oh, for sure.
That being said, are we going to see TT1 and Banana take all 3 maps off of 24H? That's kind of what we're watching for now. And this is their home turf. So I think from what I've seen, these two played PZ every game.
I agree. I believe this series was all 4 players picking ZP versus ZP.
Yeah. Which I like. I like the mirror matchup. I personally feel like ZP seems to be the strongest combo on this map when played correctly. If I can go goons, I'm very, very happy. But yeah,
go
ahead.
I think most people would agree with you that ZP is one of the easier combos to play on low. But as you kind of, I mean, the same as BGH, as you kind of move into the mid game, Terran does kind of scale the same way.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's pretty interesting that looks like we're gonna play it different though. We're actually going 2-gate here for both Protosses. That's interesting to me. But I was gonna say, like, I kind of find it interesting that at least as far as PZ goes, it plays extremely similar on Fighting Spirit and BGH.
Yep.
Any other matchup, though, it starts getting different because you're not doing like the cannon walls and stuff on Fighting Spirit. At least I never see it.
It does happen at times versus versus Terran, they'll still do it like in the Terran's natural if they're going bio.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's not super common anymore, but it's a thing.
Are we going to see 24H on a shield battery now? What do you mean? I don't think so. Oh, like actually like doing 2v2s and stuff? Also, this was a 9-9 from Dahu. I kind of like the 9-9. It's not something I've ever personally done, but when I see people doing it, I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think it's a solid option versus in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Banana actually going for the 1 hatch layer, though, also extremely common. So these are both really, really common builds.
Yeah, and this is, this is like the clash of style you'll see a lot of times in this matchup. The 1 hatch layer versus the 2 hatch mass.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times the 1 hatch layer player will have their ally going 3 gate, and then the opposite Protoss will be getting their tech faster. It's kind of one of the ways you'll see this play out if it's not just a straight up mirror builds.
Yeah, we see the engagement here happening at the front of what's this? Oh yeah, Banana's base. Yeah, we're at the front of Banana's base here. Makes it to the ramp, which is really, really good, actually, positioning here. They're going to fall back and kind of fight the Lings on the backside. But really, really good trading here from 24H.
Yeah, Papa's 3 Zealots just doing work there on the ramp, trading so well. Gonna push in into the main. The Sunken is not done.
Oh, and jumping on top of the Spire, too, is huge. Barely canceling. He waited to the last instant for that cancel. That was scary. Does get the Sunken up, so he's gonna hold, but this actually kind of did the damage that it needed to do. Like, just canceling the Spire is already enough for now.
Yeah, huge delay for Banana, and the pressure is just gonna keep coming.
Yeah, we are gonna get the Zealots on the top of the ramp here so the Lings won't be able to push through anymore. Gas halfway done here for TT1. It is finished for, is this Papa? Yeah, for Papa here. And we're just going to be going 3-gate Goon. I like that. 3-gate Goon is going to be really strong here. It's actually a pretty good strategy against the 1 hatch layer. You don't have to kind of worry too much about the Lings at that point. So you can go really heavy into Dragoons.
Yeah, and with the 1 hatch layer as well, they're never really gonna be able to have sunks at their ramp in time.
Yeah. Actually managing a breakthrough here at the ramp. Second Sunken and third Sunken have started. This might be kind of turtled up enough, with only 4 Zealots here to tank, and then 3 Zealots as well around these 3 Sunkens. Mana should be fine. Obviously you don't want to be building this many Sunkens, but he still has a worker lead actually over Dahu.
Yeah, really buying time well there for the Spire to finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the part that starts getting scary is when the Dragoon counts gets high now. But TT1 is also going up to 3-gate Goon. It's just going to be a bit behind Papa, so Papa's going to have a pretty big advantage here on the Goons initially. And there's just so many Lings to help cover those Goons as well out. Gonna dive here on top of Banana. Gonna be able to snipe this 1 Sunken, and there's just so many Lings here. Only 2 Mutas coming out. Dragoons here helping for DPS as well. We have Zealots just now coming up. We got 3 Zealots coming in behind, but I mean, we have all these Lings. And yeah, drones start going down, and they're actually going to call GG. So 24H is going to take the first map on Fighting Spirit.
Wow. Okay, we got a little left versus right this time. TT1 Banana on the right side of the map. ZP again. 24H on the left. Papa playing Protoss this game, and Dahuti with the Zerg.
Cool. Curious if we see the same thing out of 24H. And this is always what's interesting to me, right? Is what's the strategy after? Do you do it because it worked the first time, or do you kind of meta your opponents a little bit and make an adjustment? Maybe optimize what you're already doing and just keep doing it until it fails. And on the flip side, what's the adjustments going to be from TT1 and Banana? That's why I like tournaments and series play for this reason, because the game one is almost like filling out, you know? The second game can be adjusted in so many different ways after the first game.
Oh, absolutely. And we do see the 9 hatch again from Dahoud, so maybe a repeat.
Yeah, it's a 9-9 versus what do we got? Overpool? Looks like Overpool here.
Yep.
I personally prefer Overpool as well. I don't really think, to me, 9-pool doesn't really seem valuable compared to Overpool. Like, getting that extra Joan with slightly delayed Ling seems to always be worth it.
Yeah, Overpool, I mean, over time in this matchup, it has become much more common, I think. But
the only time the only time I ever see 9-pull being viable is on BGH when you're actually looking for damage. That's really the only difference. Like, Overpull is still going to give you essentially the same amount of map control. Like, if you're Overpull versus 9-pull, you kind of lose the initial map advantage, but it's only for just, you know, the first, like, 20-30 seconds, and then you're fine.
Right.
So if you're going 9-pull, you're looking for damage more so than map control, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, you will see, like, 9-layer. Some players will play that, too, but yeah, I mean, surprisingly, Banana going for 9 speed here, you know? And just straight 3-gate from TT1. So, I mean, speaking of... okay. It is layer as well, but yeah, 3-gate with 9-pool, speed first. Really looking to put on the pressure.
So TT1 looked at game 1 and said, you know what the problem was? I didn't make enough Zealots. And this actually is going to work out, I think, in their favor, because we have Goon Tech this time from Papa instead of 2-gate. Plus the 9-pool, like I said, is going to have the initial early control, so the Lings are going to get here first. That being said, it is 2 Zealots on the ramp from Papa, so he should be able to hold here. We'll have the 2 Zealots coming in from Dog, but there's enough Lings coming from Dahoud that we're going to be able to deflect this pretty easily.
Yeah, they probably really can't quite go for the ramp here yet, but, you know, Banana kind of distracting. Running up towards 12 o'clock, trying to hide his Lings.
Yeah, a massive League advantage here, though, for Dahoud. Gonna jump on top of the Zealot. Take it pretty low here to start. Okay, micro from TT1. I'm trying to meet up with all of his Zealots here. So those 4 Zealots, yeah, we're gonna have to retreat from Dahoud. Meanwhile, Banana just coming back home with his Lings. So because we went Dragoon, it does mean that aggression is going to be much, much harder here for 24H as opposed to last game. Like the really early game aggression. And we're not able to cancel the Spire this time. So this kind of greatly changes like the dynamic of the game, because the Spire is going to get up much easier. We're not taking any damage early from Banana. Going to be able to go up to 3 Sunkens and feel pretty safe. It would be a little bit vulnerable, I guess, if like all these Lings made it into his base with Dragoons and stuff, but it's not very many Dragoons out on the map right now.
Yeah, TT1 actually running the first group of 7 Zealots really sneakily got them across the map somehow. I mean, Dahoud did see them with the Lings, he just doesn't really have enough to engage, and these are going to get all the way to Zerg here.
Yeah, and the Zealots on the ramp becomes a major issue, because this will trade against Lings so efficiently. And yeah, you see he sets up the 2 Zealots to kind of block the ramp here. Good by Dahoud to kind of swing around these Zealots to get this round on the ramp, though. And one thing I did notice, Banana did also cancel Ling speed, so we're just committing really heavy to the Muta here. But this is actually really good, I feel like, for Banana and TT1, because this cleans out a lot of the Lings, which makes it a lot less dangerous for Banana. That's kind of like the major issue. Now, with cannons coming up on the ramp, like, TT1's fine. So any trading he's doing just increases the survival rate of his teammate.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, not the best trades in the world, but, I mean, being able to fight at the Zerg and just have that much more time to defend is super beneficial.
Yeah, because not only did he kill units, like you said, it bought him more time. We're actually going the Sunken's 5 and 6 here as our mutas fly across the map. Spore is going to finish here for Dahu, so he's not going to die. So as long as Banana can stabilize here and hold this attack, they should be in pretty good shape. It's a lot of Lings, but like I said, we're going up to 6 Sunkens here.
Yeah, he's not dying on the ground this game. Sunk City, it's still close, needs the drill, but pulling the other mutas back, this 6 safety Sunken finishes, and he's just barely going to be able to hold here.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage, but TT1 on the flip side did go for a counterattack here. Actually killed off a goon. He's got Zealots kind of running around the base. We have 2 cannons in the mineral line, though, so the Zealots won't be able to get any more damage than that. It actually unpowered. I didn't realize this pylon wasn't powering that bad gateway, so unpowered the gateway that had the goon producing. I mean, we're definitely hurting, actually. We're down to 0 drones and no money.
Yeah, we just lost our last drone.
So Banana's actually out of the game. We have these muta. I mean, we have 6 muta. Like, 6 muta can trade, especially against Dahu, almost indefinitely. So he's going to be looking just to kill army as much as he can and just be a total nuisance. And maybe TT1 can kind of win with just this additional support from Banana.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised TT1 didn't split off a couple of these Zealots to go sit on the Zerg ramp but I guess Banana just looking to defend himself for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he probably felt like with the 6 Unkans he'd be fine. I feel like if the mutas were at home when the push came, he could have probably held, because he had 3 additional mutas on the other side of the map that would have done a lot of damage to all the Lings. That being said, a lot of Zealots coming in here for TT1 into the Zerg's base. Muta's going to provide a little bit of air support, just kind of picking away at whatever they can. They're going to sit on the ramp and try to buy a little bit of time. I mean, Dahu is relatively weak. I like that TT1 kind of considering killing the spores here to open up for the mutas. And 6 mutas against these 3 goons are actually going to trade pretty well, especially with the goons jumping in here and possibly adding some shots onto the Zealots. With these goons going down, we're actually... I think we're going to be able to kill Dahu here.
Yeah, just trading so well with the Zealots against the Lings with no help. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Banana actually leaving 1 muta at home smartly to at least keep himself in the game and doing work with the 5 mutas. So, very nice decision making there.
So both Zergs are kind of just dead right now. So we'll see. We'll see what the game state is here after all of this. It looks like Dahu's gonna die. I mean, just Papa continuing to rally down goons to try and keep his teammate alive. Last goon in the base falls right now. We have 2 probes alive, and if those 2 probes die, or 2 drones, sorry, then Dahu will be out of this match, out of this game. Does actually manage to sneak one over into the top side and kind of hide it. TT1 asking where his Overlord is for his push in case of DT. I like the sass.
And here you have it, you know, both Zergs just being abandoned, left for dead, as is meant to be, I guess.
As it should be. If both Zergs are dead, then it's a proper game. The goons and Zealot coming up the ramp here with the muta support, just adding the extra DPS and soaking shots from the goons makes we're going to be able to break up this ramp. And it feels like with this, I think we've actually secured this game. We got some goons coming in now, but they're going to have to fight up the ramp into like a pretty crappy concave with the mutas as well. They have a couple goons pop out on the top side, which makes it a lot easier, at least to defend. So we
but
might
a couple more reinforcing goons coming in as well. It's just not quite enough for Papa.
Yeah. Probe drill comes down. Good kind of backpedaling with the Dragoons here so that we don't get stacked on top of. Just 1 goon left here for Papa. Pulling the probes, losing some probes. I mean, it's essentially a 1v1 where TT1 has the eco advantage. Muta's going to come down here and try to finish off Dahu. Kills 1 drone, and the final drone running for its life. Wanting to continue to be a part of the game. But that is actually going to do it for Dahu. No units on the field. We have 2 overlords, one about to die, and that's it. So we have a 1v1 plus 2 Muta. And he's just going to go ahead and call GG.
They're just going to call it. All right. Another
right.
game 3.
They made him work for it. I respect that. I appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yo, Chisel, thanks for the 5 gifted subs, dude. I appreciate you, man. And the Big Fizz, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Alright, what do we say? It looks like we're looking for a sunken rush is what I just heard.
Yeah, TT1 calling for the sunk rush if it's 9 hatch again from 24H. So very interesting. Looking to get even more aggressive than game 2. And, you know, I think a big part of that actually is them being cross map. You know, first 2 games we had top versus bottom and left versus right, but the cross map does play out quite a bit differently, and you can be much more aggressive if you want.
Mm-hmm. So I guess this is a kind of a common response, or I guess it's a potential response. I never heard this going a sunk rush against a 9-9.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't really know. Wouldn't have known if that was fast enough or not versus the 9 hatch.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. I wouldn't have thought it would be fast enough. But I guess I'm just kind of surprised that's fast enough.
Yeah, with the zealots coming, you know, the first zealot there to help as well probably kind of makes the difference, I'd imagine. But
yeah,
we'll see. Not getting the 9 hatch this game actually, unfortunately. Pretty disappointed, but
yeah, I know. I kind of
would
love to have seen a sunken rush, but I think it might be the race swap. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but Dahu and Papa swapped races again. So maybe 9-9 is just not something Papa does.
Yeah, just the overpool from Papa this game.
Yeah, so it looks like Dahu going for 2-gate here. It didn't really like the Goon play last game, and it's kind of interesting because I always felt like Goon Ling was kind of the mandatory play. But from this series, I'm seeing that 2-gate is actually super viable and actually can be very, very good in this matchup.
Oh, for sure, yeah. 2-gate really the standard. But, you know, like you say, if you're playing with a 9-pool speed or an overpool speed, you can always go for the 1-gate tech as well. You got your options.
Yeah, and Papa actually committed more to drones here and going lair. We were very, very slow on the lings. We went 3 drones instead of saving the 3 for 6 lings here, so very, very different style here from Papa.
Yeah, just making that early sunken. Actually going ahead and getting speed as well, you know, I think probably feeling under pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot more of a defensive style into a really fast tech. So Banana opting into the 2 hatch here, so this is kind of like the standard. When you're behind on the mute attack by too much, then you're just looking to be aggressive to try and cancel it out a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. Not mining any gas, just maximizing your link production. Mm-hmm. And Banana getting in here at Dahoud, taking down one of the pylons. Had his zealots surrounded, but backed off there.
Yeah, the 3rd zealot coming out, he should be fine here. Did want to point out too, Papa SimCity. I feel like his SimCity is fantastic up there.
Oh, for sure. I love it. You can drill around the sunken to the gas really easily. The Spire is pretty safe back there.
Yeah, maybe the Spire, I guess, is a little bit vulnerable, but it feels very hard to attack the sunken.
Yeah.
Banana just being really, really annoying right now against Dahu. But we gotta do more than be annoying. We got Mutas coming out soon. Well, Papa not looking as the zealots move up the ramp. Clean out a lot of the Zerglings here, so kind of a little bit
Yeah,
scary.
with only one
But
with only one sunken, that really was a huge loss of lings there. It's going to be pretty tough to hold now.
yeah, and see, this is the fear. Even if they can't jump on top of the sunken, just losing drones is so painful when you're playing this low eco Zerg. But it looks like we're gonna...
TT1 doing well to target the drones there.
Yeah, Sunken goes down. We're killing all the drones now, just down to 3 drones. Mutas are gonna come out, Sunken's maybe gonna finish, but we have a swell of lings and even dragoons coming up here as well.
Yeah, just one drone left running across the map. It's not gonna make it, I don't think.
Yeah, honestly, the way this played out,
Lair.
Banana did such a good job of multitasking here. He's attacking top left, and all this constant harass on Dahu made it where Dahu was focused on staying inside of his base dealing with these lings, so he was not able to be moving out across the map to help his teammate. So this being really annoying... Yeah, sorry. This being really annoying, and I said they had to do more. That being annoying is exactly what they needed, actually. It completely threw Dahu off of his game.
Oh, yeah. For sure. I mean, having 8 speedlings in your main at that point in the game is super annoying.
Whew. And with that, TT1 and Banana will take all 3 maps in a 2-1 score, but they had to work for pretty much every single game.
Oh, yeah. Good fight. Good fight by 24H. Good showing this season for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Alright guys, that's going to do it for our tournament. Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun, and I got to practice casting and stuff, so this was really good. I'm not usually much of a caster. I lose my voice very, very easily, as you guys have probably learned by now. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. It was really fun seeing a lot of the different playstyles being used on the different maps. Did actually come into play a fair amount, and you saw a lot of players kind of adjusting to the meta or things like that. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I don't know if we're going to end up doing this again. I don't know exactly what the plans are, but we'll be discussing it probably, and if any information comes out about what we'll be doing, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Because I had a lot of fun doing this, and if it could generate more interest and get more players and stuff, and maybe kind of expand on how we optimize some of this, I think it could be a lot of fun. But that's going to do it. Like I said, I hope you guys have a good night. I appreciate you guys, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.